Have you ever wondered how computers understand our commands? It's fascinating to think about, isn't it? We interact with these machines every day, but how do they know what we want them to do? They don't speak English, Spanish, or Mandarin. Instead, they have their own unique languages designed specifically for them. These are called programming languages, and they are the bridge between human thoughts and computer actions. We use them to communicate our instructions to the computer. Imagine a programming language as a special set of instructions that tell a computer what to do. It's like a recipe that guides the computer step by step. Just like we use words to form sentences, programming languages use specific words and symbols to create instructions. These instructions are precise and must be followed exactly. These instructions are then translated into a language computers can understand, allowing us to create websites, build apps, and even control robots. The possibilities are endless. Learning a programming language is like learning any new language. It opens up a whole new world of possibilities and opportunities. It requires patience, practice, and a willingness to make mistakes. Just like learning to speak a new language, you might stumble and get frustrated, but that's all part of the process. But the rewards are immense. The sense of accomplishment you feel when you solve a problem or create something new is unparalleled. With the power of programming, you can bring your ideas to life, automate tasks, and solve complex problems. You can create something from nothing, and that's a powerful feeling. So are you ready to embark on this exciting journey and learn how to speak the language of computers? It's a journey filled with challenges, but also with incredible rewards. Whether you want to build the next big app, create a website, or simply understand how the technology around you works, learning to code is the first step. Let's get started. Every language has rules, and programming languages are no different. These rules are called syntax. It's like grammar for computers. If you don't follow the syntax, your code won't run. Think of it like baking a cake. If you don't follow the recipe, you won't end up with a delicious treat. Now let's talk about data types. Just like we use different types of ingredients in a recipe, programming languages use different data types to store information. Common data types include numbers, text, and true/false values. Finally, we have variables. Think of variables as containers that hold information. We give these containers names so we can easily access the information later. For example, we could have a variable called age to store a person's age. Syntax is crucial because it ensures that the code is readable and understandable not just by the computer but also by other programmers. When everyone follows the same rules, it makes collaboration easier and more efficient. Comments in the code can also help explain the logic, making it easier to understand. Data types are essential because they define the kind of data that can be stored and manipulated within a program. Using the correct data type can prevent errors and make your code more efficient. Variables are the building blocks of any program. They allow us to store, retrieve, and manipulate data. By giving meaningful names to variables, we make our code more readable and maintainable. In summary, understanding syntax, data types, and variables is fundamental to becoming a proficient programmer. Master these concepts, and you'll be well on your way to writing clean, efficient, and effective code. Operators are symbols that perform specific operations on data. They're like the tools in our programming toolkit. We use them to add, subtract, multiply, and divide numbers. We can also use them to compare values and see if they're equal, greater than, or less than. For example, the plus sign is an operator that adds two values together. The minus sign subtracts one value from another. The asterisk multiplies two values, and the forward slash divides one value by another. Operators are essential for performing calculations and making decisions in our code. They allow us to manipulate data and create dynamic programs that can respond to different inputs and conditions. Imagine you're writing a program that needs to make decisions based on certain conditions. This is where if-else statements come in. They allow our code to branch out in different directions depending on whether a condition is true or false. Think of it like choosing a path at a fork in the road. If a certain condition is met, we take one path. If not, we take the other. Loops, on the other hand, are like taking a detour that brings us back to the same point. They allow us to repeat a block of code multiple times, which is incredibly useful for tasks like processing lists of data or performing repetitive actions. Section 5. Python, the friendly giant. Python is often considered the friendliest programming language for beginners. It's known for its simple syntax, which resembles plain English. This makes it easier to learn and read. Python is also incredibly versatile. You can use it for web development, data science, machine learning, and more. Companies like Google, Facebook, and Instagram all use Python extensively. One of the key advantages of Python is its vast ecosystem of libraries and frameworks. These are pre-built modules of code that you can use to add functionality to your programs without having to write everything from scratch. Section 6. Java, the workhorse of the web. Java is another popular programming language known for its write once, run anywhere capability. This means that you can write Java code on one platform like Windows and run it on another platform like macOS or Linux without any modifications. Java is widely used for building enterprise-level applications, Android apps, and web servers. It's a powerful and robust language that has been around for decades. While Java's syntax is a bit more complex than Python's, it enforces strong coding practices that can help you write more maintainable and scalable code. Section 7. C++, the powerhouse of performance. C++ is a high-performance programming language that gives developers a lot of control over system hardware and memory management. It's often used for developing operating systems, game engines, and other performance-critical applications. Learning C++ can be more challenging than learning Python or Java, but it provides a deep understanding of how computers work at a low level. If you're interested in game development or systems programming, C++ is an excellent language to learn. Section 8. Tips for aspiring programmers. Learning to code can seem daunting at first, but it's an incredibly rewarding journey. Start with the basics and gradually work your way up to more complex concepts. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. It's all part of the learning process. Practice regularly and seek out resources like online tutorials, coding boot camps, and books. Most importantly, have fun and enjoy the journey. Remember that programming is a creative field. There are multiple ways to solve a problem, and the best way is often the one that makes the most sense to you. Section 9. The rewards and challenges of coding. Learning to code is like unlocking a superpower. It's a skill that opens up a world of possibilities, allowing you to bring your ideas to life in the digital realm. Whether you're building a simple website or developing a complex software application, coding gives you the tools to create something from nothing. It empowers you to create, innovate, and solve problems in ways you never thought possible. The ability to write code means you can automate tasks, analyze data, and even build games or apps that can be used by millions of people around the world. You gain a new perspective on technology and develop valuable problem-solving skills that extend far beyond the realm of computer science. These skills are highly transferable and can be applied to many different fields, from engineering to finance to healthcare. However, coding can also be challenging. It's not always smooth sailing. There are times when you'll feel stuck, unable to figure out why your code isn't working as expected. It requires patience, persistence, and a willingness to embrace the unknown. You'll need to be comfortable with trial and error and be prepared to spend hours debugging and troubleshooting. You'll encounter bugs, errors, and moments of frustration. These obstacles can be disheartening, but they are also opportunities to learn and grow as a programmer. But the feeling of accomplishment when you finally debug a tricky piece of code or build a working application is unparalleled. It's a moment of triumph that makes all the hard work worthwhile. So embrace the challenges, celebrate your successes, and never stop learning. The journey of coding is a continuous one, filled with both highs and lows, but it's a journey that is incredibly rewarding. The world of programming is vast and ever-evolving, and there's always something new to discover. Whether you're a beginner or an experienced developer, there's always more to learn and new technologies to explore. So keep coding, keep experimenting, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible.